For millennia, the concept of lost tribes has captivated humanity's imagination, hinting at rediscovered peoples whose origins are shrouded in myth and history. Today, scientific breakthroughs in genetics are casting new light on these legends, offering concrete data where once there was only lore. In this documentary-style exploration, we will journey through the foundations of genetic testing, delve into compelling case studies from around the globe, confront controversies in pseudoarchaeology, and look to the future of ancestry research with leading experts in the field. Let's embark on a voyage into our own DNA to uncover the stories written in the double helix of humanity. Genetic testing encompasses an array of laboratory techniques designed to detect variations in an individual's DNA sequence, chromosome structure, or biochemical products such as proteins and enzymes. Broadly, tests can be grouped into three categories: cytogenetic analyses that examine entire chromosomes, molecular assays that focus on specific genes and SNPs, and biochemical tests that assess protein or enzyme function. Autosomal DNA testing analyzes SNPs across the 22 non-sex chromosomes, providing insights into an individual's mixed ancestry from all ancestral lines, typically covering the last 5 to 10 generations. Commercial ancestry tests, like those offered by 23andMe and Ancestry DNA, rely primarily on autosomal arrays to estimate continental and regional ancestries. Y-DNA tests track paternal lineages through markers on the male-specific Y chromosome, passing unchanged, barring mutations from father to son. Key Y chromosome haplogroups, such as JM304, provide clues to ancient male migrations out of Africa and into Europe and the Middle East. mtDNA testing examines the mitochondrial genome, inherited exclusively from mothers by all their offspring, tracing maternal ancestry back tens of thousands of years. Distinct mtDNA haplogroups, such as U7 and L haplotypes, mark migratory routes and founder events in prehistoric populations. The Lemba, a Bantu-speaking people in modern-day South Africa and Zimbabwe, have long maintained traditions of Jewish descent, including dietary laws and male circumcision rituals. Genetic analysis of their Y chromosomes reveals elevated frequencies of haplogroup J, a lineage common in Middle Eastern populations, supporting a Semitic origin for some founding males. However, the precise source of these haplotypes remains debated, as specific subclades do not perfectly match those of known Jewish groups, illustrating both the power and limitations of genetic inference. On India's Konkan coast, the Beni Israel community claims ancestral roots in ancient Judea. Studies show their mtDNA pool is largely derived from local Indian lineages, indicating maternal integration into regional populations over centuries. Yet Y chromosome analyses detected the Cohen modal haplotype, a genetic signature linked to the Jewish priestly castes, in some males, suggesting paternal links to the Levant, albeit based on a small sample size. These mixed results highlight how endogamy, drift, and limited sampling can complicate ancestral interpretations. The Bnei Menashe, living along India's border with Myanmar, claim descent from the tribe of Manasseh, one of the 10 lost tribes exiled by the Assyrians in the 8th century BCE. Genetic testing of 350 male samples at Israel's Technion Institute found no evidence of Middle Eastern Y-DNA haplotypes, instead reflecting East and Southeast Asian origins. Subsequent mtDNA studies in Kolkata revealed limited maternal Middle Eastern signatures, likely attributable to recent intermarriage rather than ancient lineage continuity. The absence of definitive genetic confirmation has not deterred many Bnei Menashe from seeking recognition under Israel's law of return, illustrating the complex interplay of faith, identity, and science. Beyond the Lemba and Indian Jewish groups, various populations worldwide, from Ethiopian Jews to Melungeons in Appalachia, have been proposed as descendants of the lost tribes. While genetic studies occasionally uncover tantalizing hints of Near Eastern ancestry, few have offered conclusive support, reminding us that cultural memory and genetic evidence must be carefully integrated. Pseudoarchaeology emerges when genetic and archaeological data are misused to bolster sensational or ideological claims, often ignoring context and peer-reviewed methods. Extremist groups have at times co-opted ancient DNA findings to assert racial or nationalistic agendas, prompting scholars to stress ethical safeguards and responsible communication. In an interview, we asked this question: What drives the Genographic Project's mission?
Our goal is to explain patterns of human diversity by collecting DNA from indigenous groups globally, mapping migrations that knit the human family tree together. Public participation kits allow anyone to contribute, but we always emphasize informed consent and respect for communities' cultural heritage.
We also asked Sarah Tishkoff in an interview, where is ancestry research headed in the next decade?
We're moving toward whole genome sequencing at population scale, integrating environmental and epigenetic data to understand adaptive evolution and fine-scale migrations. Ethical engagement, ensuring community consent, data sovereignty, and transparent sharing is paramount as we probe ever deeper into human origins.
Paleogenomics, the direct analysis of ancient DNA, has already rewritten chapters of human history, from Ice Age migrations to the peoples of the Americas. Innovations in DNA extraction, library preparation, and bioinformatics are enabling recovery of genomic data from ever older and more degraded samples. Recently, researchers reconstructed the 3D genome of a 52,000-year-old woolly mammoth, preserving chromosome structures via high-C sequencing, an advance that hints at the future power of ancient DNA to reveal gene regulation in extinct species. Our genetic code is a time capsule, chronicling migrations, intermarriage, and the endurance of cultural traditions across millennia. While genetics can neither confirm every legend nor replace cultural memory, it offers an unprecedented lens through which to view our shared past. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the science behind lost tribes and our global heritage, be sure to subscribe to History Unveiled, like this video, and share your thoughts on which ancestry mystery we should tackle next. Until then, keep exploring the genes that bind us all.